I introduce the two guest speakers from Vietnam. Hello, and Tien and Nguyen. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you for joining our conference and your great talk. I'm looking for your session. Yeah, please share your screen.
Actually, we want this to be more like a friendly conversation. So that's why we
Wow.
decided, yeah, not to
Okay.
get like too formal
Yeah,
with
sounds great.
if that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's get started. And so your session, please go ahead.
She may study.
Hmm?
She may study.
Okay. Um, okay. Hi guys, my name is Tien Mai, and currently I'm the co-founder of SheCodes Vietnam. Maybe to give you guys a brief the background of SheCodes, it is a more active organization to encourage Vietnamese women to work in tech so far. And today I'm so proud that I and Tien Mai, as well as SheCodes Vietnam, have a chance to attend this conference. Yeah.
Yeah, hello guys. My name is Tien, and super happy today to share the stage with so many intelligent people and my partner with me as well. So I just want to like share a little bit. I was born and raised from a Vietnamese countryside part, but was very fortunate to go to the U.S. for my college. And this is where I accidentally got interested in technology. So actually, when I was in Vietnam, I was like a blank paper, knowing nothing about coding or technology at all. During my second year of college, I found out that when people talked about like Python, they were actually talking about a programming language instead of like the animal. Yeah. So compared to Vietnam, I felt that at least in my college or in my city, the U.S. somehow like had a stronger spirit to encourage the women to participate in technology. So that's why I started to like join more tech classes. Took my first coding classes when I was in my second year of school, and then also participated in different events and the first female hackathon in Boston as well. Then later on, I got more interested and decided to bring back SheCodes Hackathon, which is the first female hackathon in Vietnam to our country. So I still remember that during my first time fundraising for SheCodes, I got the chance to speak to this very famous and like respectable figure, CEO of a company in the digital entertainment in Vietnam. So after a long pitch, he only gave me like one comment. He asked me, why do you only focus on providing resource for women? Are you discriminating men? So when I heard that question, I was like dumbfounded. I was like, oh shit! Someone just like accused me of discriminating, which was not my intention at all. So you know that feeling when you were kids and you have good intentions in doing something, but your parents just completely took it in the wrong way. So that was how I felt it at the time. However, as I progressed to run SheCodes Vietnam in our country, I realized that it was actually a common question shared among a lot of people, especially my male colleagues. They asked me whether the organization, not only SheCodes Vietnam, but other women-focused organizations, or somehow excluding our male colleague from this movement, and whether we're restraining resources for only female participants. Yeah. But like I barely have a time to be in Vietnam, so that was my experience running SheCodes Vietnam from afar. I don't know if you've encountered some things like that since you run SheCodes in Vietnam directly more than me. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I also visited that kind of question. Yeah, I think a lot. Most recently, when I posted some information about SheCodes Hackathon 2020 on my LinkedIn, someone questioned me, why SheCodes but not he codes? Again, I have a chance to explain it to them. I think there are three main reasons why this question is. First of all, in Asia, women are still in the minority in tech. A larger number of people think that just men can adapt requirements for job in the IT sector. And and in Vietnam, there are more than 80% of tech director role are filled by men. Just less than 10% of tech workforce are women. Therefore, the appearance of women instead of men in this field is changing for most people. That is why a lot of people are not yet used to such organization focusing on supporting women. Secondly, one of the cause one of the cause for that question is more event and activity such as coding class, TikTok, and hackathon at SheCodes Vietnam, which were hosted for only women. So someone can feel that SheCodes just provide resource to women. This is definitely not the case. Yeah, we want to empower both male and female to work together and build amazing solution or product for millions of lives. For example, in in our SheCode hackathon, which is the first women hackathon in Vietnam, 50% of the mentors are male colleagues. They volunteered to come teach our participants to code and share knowledge on various topics. Last but not least, maybe someone misunderstands the aim of women organization that we want to women to outperform men instead of supporting each other. Therefore, they, mostly men, feel that they don't belong in the organization. Mm, but they is not true. They is not a competition. We don't try to have women outperform anymore, but we try to take the first step and have women catch up with other people. I want to share about my personal story. Being born and raised in a small village in Vietnam, like many other girls, I I was also taught to be perfect, to be good at housework, to have a stable job, to settle down, and to have children. Um, but I am well aware that I am an ambitious woman who is not suitable for a steady career. I want to change. I want to venture. I want I want to do what I love and I want to create value to my community. Because of the pressure from my both family and society, I did not pursue my career path in tech. I well, I self-learned coding and network with a lot of male talent in tech to build artificial intelligence product and solution together. I also identify the challenge are typical in Vietnam, making women falling behind the starting point. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to I want to touch upon your point on how the women organization are trying to help the women falling behind to catch up with each other. So actually, if you imagine this is like the starting line, but everyone we think that everyone starts from the starting line, right? But the reality is that a lot of the women in technology in Vietnam, they start below the starting line, and I think we need to reflect why women are starting below from the starting line, and why we are trying to embrace other people to help push our women to move closer to the starting line, not to mention to start their race in the technology sector yet. So I think the lack of the technology education from early stage is actually one of the main causes. And I think this is not only visible in Vietnam, but also in some of the countries across Asia as well. So when I was in the States, I'm aware that the students had very early access to coding and to technology in some sense when they were in their secondary school or high school. But however, in Vietnam, right, unless you decide to pursue a tech major in college, then you will know what the heck coding is, which is at the time thought to be more suitable for male students. Also, the second thing is, well, thanks to the social media, we have these stereotypes about what it is to be a software engineer and what it feels like to work in the technology sector. We think of software engineer as like something very like challenging. I mean, yes, it's challenging, but then the social media portrays it as something that software engineer like not having life at all, like they work 24 hours, no social life, no personal life. And that misrepresentation of software engineers and technology industry as a whole, combined with the lack of technology education, were like a factor that pushed our young female students very far away from the technology classes when they were at such a young age. And then I think I completely resonate with you when you talked about the
Yeah.
pressure of the family, because I feel like society, the traditional Vietnamese society still have this very interesting concept about the future of women in the tech industry. So I think most of them have this skeptical attitude about the women's performance in the long run, because apparently we have to, yes, we do have to make a sacrifice in the work-life balance, and they think that we have to get married at a certain age, and then we need to have kids. So would we have time at all to contribute to the companies? So I know that it was one of the major concerns when people consider bringing more women into the tech industry. And to be honest, if I could count, if I could give myself $1 each time my family were worried about me being the leftover woman, and were trying to talk me down from entering the technology sector, then I would definitely be a millionaire by now, not gonna lie. So yeah, I think it's for the women focused organizations, this is not a competition whether we want women to outperform men, or whether we just want to get all the resources for the female participants only. But we need to convey this message. We need to convey this message that all these obstacles that are deep rooted in our society, in our daily life, we cannot tackle these difficulties alone ourselves, but we need the support from the other half of the sky too, in order for us to like build community, and in order for us to bring our women to that starting line. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think more women working in tech play an important role factor in sustainable development. Because tech jobs are among the best paid profession in the world. So the gender imbalance in IT would contribute to the empowerment of women in social and economic life, which would help to solve the grand challenge of social inclusion. This can also change the way women are treated in society. If there were more tech companies led by women, I truly believe it would change the way women are treated in society. It impacts as a result of the value sold in the company service or product. At the same time, you know, unfortunately, women are the most affected by cyberbullying. Having more women in technology can make it possible to create more protection policy. Surveys showed that in the volume and nature of training, women are attacked more than men. So they are more aware of the issue. I believe if women were in charge of the tech company, there would be more protection put in place for cyberbullying and training. Yeah.
Yes, I just want to like add on to it. So actually, I think supporting women, it is not just like, oh, we're gonna support our a community and benefiting ourselves, but actually we're gonna be like leveraging the entire community and the business and a sustainable development, just like you just shared, me. I completely agree. So just like one of the example I feel in the current technology scene across Asia right now, which is super exciting. I think we're building more and more products. We have like more ideas that are geared towards both both females and male consumers, but women and men see things very differently on various matters. So I think without the participation of women in developing a products, then it will result in a lack of innovation and one-dimensional thinking. So actually having that balance in gender diversity, make sure that your company have all the voices heard, especially when you're building up products, and it would eventually contribute to like a potential increase in your revenues and your return on investment as well. So I think for it's a difficult thing, but it really depends on like the two sides, right? One side we have this audience who think that who feel that they're excluded from this movement, but I think they need to understand that by supporting women, we are trying to build like a better economy, a better technology scenes, a better community and societies, and which should also motivate them to join this movement together with us. But at the same time, for the organizations who are focused on providing resources for women, it's important for them how to like convince the other audience that we want your participation in this because we are all in this together. We're all trying to like building a better community, so you're not excluded. I think that's one of the challenges, but definitely in terms of the benefits, it's not only the women who is going to benefit from this movement to support more women in technology, but also the other participants as well. Mm. Yeah, but then again, right? How can we do that? It's easier to talk, but it's a different thing when you implement things in practice. There are definitely a lot of ways for the organizations supporting women to welcome more colleagues to join the network of sharing knowledge, and I think this is very important. Um, Reflecting back on SheCodes Hackathon, so one of our very vocal male colleagues is Mr. Vu Ang, who pursued his PhD in computer science in Japan, and then he went back, volunteered to be the judge and the mentor for our participants in the event. However, I think before the event, he got, very unfortunately, he got into an accident that he only could walk with one leg. But he was so supportive that he spent 2 full days instructing our women how to write the very first line of codes. And it was truly inspirational for us, not only as an organizing team, but also was very motivating for the other participants as well, to see that regardless of who you are, regardless of what sex you are, it's important to actually collaborate with each other, to support each other, to lend a hand to each other, and to share the knowledge with each other. And I think that's what SheCodes Vietnam is trying to convey, leaving no one behind and bringing everyone to be on board. This is definitely hard, but it's not a mission impossible. So actually, to answer the original question that we put at the beginning, is it possible that we have it all, the equality intake, or is it indeed just a one-sided effort? So I would say that everyone here, if you are an active participant of any organization that support women, let's share with them how you think that we can implement different ways to like convey the messages to our male colleagues are there out there, that we need their support. And if you have any friends who are male experts or male colleagues in the IT industry, please help to like spread the message and let them know that by supporting our women, we're supporting the entire community as a whole, and we're building our community and the economy as a whole. Yeah, so I think that's a main message, and that's just a sharing between me and my college here, Huyen Me wants to bring today. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Amit's question. So, what motivated you to take the coding class? So actually, I didn't know about anything about coding when I was in my sophomore year in college. Someone actually told me that when you learn how to code, it's not too different from when you raise a kid. I don't know if that comparison is a little bit extreme, but I was told by my instructor that the idea of like building something yourself from scratch, making it go to life, and just kind of like use that power to solve any problems that you observe every day. So I was very inspired by that instruction. So that's why I decided to take my first coding class. And it was definitely tough, but I didn't regret it at all. And actually, I took it in a Wellesley College, which is accidentally to be a all-woman college as well. And I've never seen such like smart female coders out there. Yeah, I was definitely mind blown. Yeah.
Yeah. I also saw a question. How do you share the message with young women in school? Yeah, at SheCodes Vietnam, we create some coding class for taught women, uh, both tech and non-tech background, to learn coding. In addition, we also host some tech talk webinar to share knowledge and experience from influencer in Vietnam. Um, Besides, we host SheCodes Hackathon in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh, which is the two big cities in Vietnam. An IT contest constantly about um, about 30 hour, yeah, for students. Um, Last but not least, we also um, build SheCodes Venture for raising fund for startup idea from SheCodes Hackathon. Yeah.
I think we have 1 minute, but I also want to address, I think, a very important question. What are the good progress that have been made in companies since the movement started? I would say that in some companies that joined or events, they are giving more like, let's say, internship opportunities geared towards women. They're giving more like scholarships. Some companies are giving more like scholarships to sponsor their students or their incoming interns to study something, a course, for example, that related to technology. And last year we have an IT fair, a virtual IT fair that gathers a lot of the companies to promote the spirit of having female coders in their companies. So I think more or less we're trying to tackle the mindset of the companies, but completely honest speaking, I think this will require a lot of work in the future, because I think in Vietnam, right, a lot of companies they have reached out to us like promoting the opportunities they have for the females students or the female young female professionals. However,
yeah,
I still feel like sometimes it's more because it's a trend right now promoting women intake. Somehow it's like becoming a trend right now, so they're following the trend, but whether or not they have that real intention to bring that diversity into their corporation or not is a different story. Like whether they put it out there to like commercialize it to make the public image better, or whether they actually have that intention, it's a very blurry line that we are trying to define here. So I think it's very humble to say that we got so much support from other companies, but I think there's still a lot of work to do in SheCodes Vietnam, and probably for other organizations to support women as well, to actually change the mindset and to cultivate this culture of embracing gender diversity intake. Yeah. But definitely we have seen some like changes and some progress during our time.
yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for these amazing questions. And it's again, it's such an honor for us to be here and discuss such a topic with everyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you for your sessions. But so one more question from the YouTube comment. Let me share from Laura.
Me, do you want to share your thought on this?
Yeah, I see. Okay. Um, I think as you call Vietnam, as mentioned before, we host and organize a lot of activity and event to encourage more women to confident to go in tech. Um, I honestly, to be honest, I am also a non-tech background, and I with the course with them, I can I can learn coding, and I can enjoy hackathon with a lot of my friends. Yeah,
I think, yeah, I agree on that. So, how do you openly share their ideas and feel supported? You cannot feel supported if you don't feel confident, right? So, how do you feel
yeah,
confident?
yeah,
'Cause, at least I've seen from some people, or at least it applies to me. So, start finding a community, not necessarily like a huge community, just a small community of like 3 or 4 people coming from different backgrounds. This can be the colleagues that you find in your companies, or this can also, if you're still at school, this can also be the friends that you met in your tech class, for example, or in your liberal art classes, for example. So have a group, have a small group of like people sharing the same interest in technology, even though you guys may not share the same level of experience, but that's okay because we're going to be learning from each other. Try to set up goals within each other. For example, you're going to learn a coding, you set the goals that you're going to learn a coding class for
yeah,
this week, for example, and then you hold each other accountable to your goals, and then you have that like regular, frequent check-in with each other to see if you have made any progress or not, because it's easier to have someone who share the same interest to support you, and someone from different backgrounds to be on that journey with you. Yeah, and the second thing is, I know we're running out of time. Second thing is that if you are in the professional workplace, reach out to your manager and talk about how do you want to develop your interest in technology in within this current position that you have in the company. Make sure that you're like your, because sometimes your manager would know what kind of resource in the community or what kind of like-minded people they can connect you to, and it's very important to maintain this kind of like a relationship and interest in your workforce or in your school. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with this view. I think the key factor is confidence. Yeah, confidence. So we we and SheCodes Vietnam will create activity and event in order to know women is left behind. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah,
Cool. Okay, thank you. So your talk is great experience. Yeah, thank you so much. And so again, Tien and Nguyen, yeah, from Vietnam. Thank
Thank you so
you. Yeah.
much. Mm.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Mm, mm, mm.